I don't know, but I'm live again right now. But now I'm gonna have to. This is unbelievable that this happened. I know we're live right now, so sorry everybody. I'm still trying to understand what happened here. I'm trying to refix this. Okay. We're back. Okay. What in the world happened here? I'm coming. I'm gonna get you. Hang on, hang on. Whoop. We have a cogwheel. What happened?
There we go.
There it is. There we go. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I've ever had that actually happen before. Like, usually I get a warning that things aren't going good. It literally just, like, completely crashed. Wow.
All
We're
good.
live right now, though. We are live on YouTube, but I got to get the new link out.
Okay.
That was so strange. So strange. What in the world happened? I know. Man, we were just having a good...
Sean.
I just sent you the new link.
I got it. I found it.
What in the world, man? That is so frustrating. I have no idea what happened. I'm just so blown away right now. All right. So, all right, I see people are back in. Let me get... I'm just trying to get everything set back up again. I closed everything down.
Pikachu, tackle that like button. Like it, like it, like it.
Let's go. Again, we were just getting into it, man. Oh, sorry, everybody. First. Thank you. I appreciate that, Gonzo. Thank you so much, man. First. I have no clue what happened, everybody. I am so sorry. I am known, for those that may be new to me, I am known as the Dumpster Fire channel for a reason. I thought I got rid of that, though, once I got my new computer.
Good. All good.
Yeah, okay, so everything's good. It says we're excellent connection, no issues. We lost a little over half the people. Hopefully they'll find their way back.
We'll get them back. They'll come back.
Again, I know it said it was a slow night. Okay, so this is part 2 of the stream. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. So to get back where we are back, Brooklyn. Hey, Phantasma Official, what's up, my friend? Yeah, I was about to lose it, guys. I was about to... That's one thing about streaming. People don't get it. When you stream, it is so not easy to stream. So many issues, when it comes to streaming. Back to the secrets. Right. All right, yeah, we're back to the secrets of making the sauce, the Ian with Ian sauce. So, card party. Again, we were just touching on the topic of you just gotten yourself engaged. It was done at Card Party in Orlando. And again, how did that all come about? Like, what made you think I want to propose at Card Party? How did that happen? What was the thought behind that?
Well, I always wanted it to be recorded and wanted to do some sort of big show of some sort. And I was just in discussion with Pat, and it was just kind of like a fleeting thought at the moment where it's like, oh, that'd be cool if I could propose. And then Pat's like, let's make it happen. I was like, really? Let's do it. So, because I did want to propose this year at some point, and it was the first time that all five of us, because it's me, her, and the three kids, it was the first time that we had all flown together, and it was just a great way to be like, okay, you know what, this has to be the opportunity to do it. And Pat was like, let's do it, and it turned out to be one of the highlights of Card Party Gen 2. And that's, you know, it was one like, oh, you know, it was just like a passing thought, and we actually made it happen.
Oh man, that is great. I mean, again, congratulations on getting engaged. It's a huge move. Is this your first time? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Second time.
Oh, second time. Okay.
Second time.
Okay. So you knew what to do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to see. He cried too, says Gonzo. He cried. Oh, I can only imagine.
I
That
sniffled. I sniffled.
you have to have a bit of one confidence in you, two a little bit of narcissism in you, in order to get up in front of all those people to do that. That's a huge thing, and I think that really takes a lot. So it's great that you're able to do that, though. Epic, you
Oh
don't
yeah,
just set the bar; you are the bar. Yeah,
it's an epic bar.
it's the Epic bar. It sounds like a candy bar. Yeah,
It
hey,
does
that's a
like a
good idea. We
protein.
should come up with a candy bar called the Epic bar.
There you
Um,
go.
there, yeah. So, what are the plans this year for Card Party with you? You're gonna do it again?
Yeah. So there's going to be two next year, Seattle and Tampa. They've been announced. Tampa's the first one in June. Seattle's the second one at the beginning of October, and they're always a blast. I go for the fans and interacting with fans and hanging out with other content creators. I think those top two activities is what drives me to go to Card Party. So not necessarily the cards per se, but interacting with those that have supported the channel, because they're the reasons why we're here.
100%, 100%. I really wish I
Army.
would have went last year and the year before that. Well, the year before that, I wasn't sure what exactly it was. Um, and I
No one
kind of
did.
was already, I already kind of had it dipped out. I was already kind of into that other TCG, but I'm not gonna get into that. But
Nope.
um, yeah. So last year I thought about going. I had plans. I had a schedule. I'd already spoken with Collecticon, and I was going to try and make a lot of those dates. I was trying to get to Gen Con in Indianapolis. I had a bunch of things on my schedule and ended up not getting none of it done. I just had a lot of things that popped up over this year that made life difficult. But hopefully, I'm hoping I can try to make the Tampa one though. I want to really try and make it. It's so much going on. What do you think about how much the TCG world has really blown up from Collecticon, Gen Con? There's a bunch of other cons out there that people aren't even aware of yet, and now you have the Card Party. What do you think about that? I mean, like that's so much has just blown up that was never here, literally like 2.5, 3 years ago.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy because you would think that it's such a small community, but once you're actually knee deep in it, it is massive. And I went to Denver earlier this year for Fan Expo, and that's also another one that you can add to the list of this ever growing list of conventions where people, nerds, Pokemon lovers, anime lovers, all these collectors can just go and enjoy each other's company. And it's great because these were things that we'd be made fun of when we were growing up in school, and now we're full-blown adults and we're able to just hang out and cosplay and collect shiny pieces of cardboard, and it's great. And I think it just opens up so many opportunities for people who may be shy or who may not know where to go, find people with similar interests, and it's just more opportunities to be with people who love what you love.
Yeah, isn't it weird how we kind of like back from back in the day to like today, now everything just it's so acceptable. And oh, are you
Yeah.
freezing? Oh, okay. I thought for a second I got scared again. Got a little worried. I was
Oh,
like, I saw
bloop,
freeze, a glitch in the
bloop.
matrix. um it is pretty funny because I grew up an athlete. I never really didn't play very much video games. I grew up on Nintendo. I am a little bit older than a lot of people out there, unfortunately, at this point in time in life. But it happens. You tend to like keep getting old after the years pass. I don't know why,
It
but
don't stop.
I know, right? But I definitely wasn't really into this world back, that much. But like I said, in 1999, when Pokemon came out, I had met my now wife, and she had a daughter who it was my stepdaughter. And I just remember, I've told the story a million times, and I'll tell it now because I know we got some people in here that don't know who I am. But I worked at JFK Airport in New York City, and I remember working and seeing the ANA, which is All Nippon Airways. That's the plane that literally flew. It came in and it had the first ever Pokemon paint scheme on it, and I thought that was so cool.
Mm,
I was big into airplane spotting. I was real big into airplanes with paint schemes and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I just thought that was the coolest thing. And I was like, this Pokemon stuff. And when we went home, I realized it's a card game too. Well, I was real big sports collector, real big in hockey, baseball, and when I found out they had
yeah.
cards, that that hooked me because I got hooked right away. And then I got my daughter into it, and we started buying the VHS tapes, and I bought the whole entire series from episode 1 to I think it was like 20 something, and uh, that's how we got into it. And just today to see where it's at is so absolutely amazing. It's just amazing. And that's why I said in my Pokemon Worlds video, I thought what a great tribute um to do a flashback to that time frame. And I just thought it just works for me. It was a personal thing to me. I didn't care if the video tanked and didn't do well. It didn't matter to me. I wanted to make a great video, a great film. I call them films personally, but and that was
Yeah.
my thing behind it. And I just think that today's world of getting to go and see these cons where you can dress up and your favorite characters and things like that. I think that's super cool. I think it's great that you can get away from the realities of life and enjoy yourself in a different way. And it's not every it just gives more options for people to have enjoy their life and have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what were you for Halloween? Because I noticed you dressed up. What was that character that you were for Halloween?
Yeah, I was Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that was my first time actually building a costume from scratch out of foam. And I learned that I need to do it a lot sooner. But it was a great experience. Little Ian was Michelangelo, and when we went out trick or treating, I was like, "Oh my God, it's Shredder! That's so cool!" Just 'cause I have it behind me, but like I have the spikes poking out of my shoulder and the gauntlet and shin and everything. It was great.
Okay, I know what it is. I turned they say you got a slight echo on your side. Um let's take a look here. Go ahead and talk for me real quick.
Test 1 2. I am the Shredder. I died on turtle soup.
Okay. So yeah, it's turned my thing's turned off. I turned up I have music playing and I tried to sneak it in a little bit on one of the other. Whoop. He disappeared. All right, let's get him back on screen. There you go. There we are. I don't
I'm
know what that
gone.
was.
I'm
Um
gone.
I just was making sure. I was trying to play. Okay, yeah, I was trying to play a little bit the music into the system, but I forgot it. It really mixes with your audio, so I turned that off.
Ah, gotcha.
Hopefully, it should be
Gotcha.
good now. Um, you don't need to hear the music. I hate doing live streams without music. It drives me nuts. It's like I can't stand like no sound, so I have to have music, or I feel like you know. I'm growing up my beard. I got inspired by Ian. Oh, there you go. You're gonna have a beard off.
Gonzo.
Gonna have a beard
It was
off.
crooked, so I was adjusting it.
Uh-oh. He's adjusting it. I shaved mine off recently. There is I think one of the streams I was in, I did have it out a little bit, but it's just so white. I'm just too embarrassed to keep it out anymore. It's gotten too white now, so but there's a lot of stuff happening, not just with the cons though, right? The cons are great, fun to experience. In fact, Collecticon just announced next year's schedule, and
I saw that.
I really it, that says a lot. They are growing double the size, And
Yeah.
it just shows you this 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 hobby has really gone insane. And where do you think, 'cause I know you're really close with Card Party. um I don't know so much. I don't know Deep Pocket Monster very well. I'm, as an editor and someone who's in the film industry, I'm not gonna lie, I love what he's doing. I really kind of started watching a little bit more over this past year, some of his stuff. I really
Mm.
like the editing. You know, that for me, I'm big on editing. That, like, you got me in. If you can produce grade A content like that, I just love that. That's what gets me. Uh, and that's one thing I didn't really realize about him, about his channel, is the editing that's put into his work, the work that he does over there, and I love that. Um, where do you think Card Party fits in now with all these other, conventions going on? It's gonna be, they're all competing now for people to attend their convention. It's going to be pretty difficult. So
Yeah.
where do you think they fit in?
Where Card Party fits in, it's not trying to compete with any of these conventions. Most of the conventions, it's mostly like vendor centered. You go there, you're gonna buy or trade. At least in our experience, so when we go to Collecticon, I know I got the envelopes ready for the kiddos because right when they walk through those doors, it's like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. And even when we're shooting a video, it's like, oh, what can we find? And that involves some sort of purchase. What sets Card Party apart is that yes, there is that section for vendors, so there's that convention feel, but it's more bringing fans in with PokeTubers and content creators. So you have that Collecticon aspect to it. If you want to go buy some product, you have vendors going that set up their tables, so there's that convention. But I would say that makes up a third of Card Party, and it's called Card Party because they really focus on making it a party where you get to hang out with people, either content creators with other content creators with fans, fans with other fans, because we all engage with each other in the live stream. So it's great to see fans who have been interacting with other fans in the chats, and then they come to a real life event on purpose. They're like, hey, we'll see you, and there's this build up, there's a momentum at Card Party, and then you get everyone together, and it's not like there's a paywall to it aside from the ticket, but there's no, like, at conventions there's the meet and greets and you got to pay for the signatures and all that stuff. We have some meet and greets at Card Party, but you can just walk into a content creator in the hallway and you can just literally be standing there for 20 minutes just engaging in conversation, and that right there I think makes up for the cost of Card Party.
Oh, 100%. I think that's absolutely great and fantastic for anybody who gets to go, because yeah, I mean, a lot of times, so, the people that are well known, whether you want to call them an influencer, I don't know, even maybe a celebrity, any of those acronyms you want to label someone, it's often tough for people to, go meet them, because like you said, it is sometimes a paywall behind there and things like that. And it's great when you can interact. I will say, being, being invited by the Pokemon Company to go to Worlds, uh, it was an experience I'll never forget, mainly because I'm sitting in a room with all these other super epic content creators and influencers. People never thought I'd meet them before. Now I'm not into that kind of world of being like adoring other people, but I did think it was really cool to be with people that I see on other YouTube channels just like myself. And it was really interesting, maybe to pick their, a couple of them I'd pick their brain on. Um, and it was just,
Sure.
I think it was really fun to all be together too, because we all shared the same passion and we all kind of had the same goals that we wanted to take away from Worlds. And I think that also helped a lot with being around each other, and I think it
Yeah.
seems like that's kind of what Card Party is to a degree, is it's that aspect, as well as people who are also watching our content and like what we do, and we all get to be together on it. I mean, I think that's a great experience to have, and something that's, somewhat missed by a lot of conventions nowadays, because like you said, it's one of those things where, again, there's a paywall up. For those that don't know, I'm an actor. I've been in a couple big shows, and I've been invited to a convention or two, and I haven't done them, but the few times I have seen people, I mean, I'd sit there for hours and take pictures with people, and I'd sign whatever they wanted. I think that's freaking great. Someone that even who would want my stuff? To me, that's already well above and beyond. But the problem is that you have uh, business managers and agents, and they don't like it when you do that stuff. And so
Right.
that's why, like, when you go, like, I tried to explain to some people who didn't understand that stuff before. um when you're at a convention, let's say a Comic-Con, or you're at a Collecticon, if you ever notice, the guests they have someone with them all the time, and that's mainly to make sure that they're staying on point and things are happening, if you know what I mean. Like,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. And that's why that's like that. But I know a lot of people who definitely would do things on the side. A great one, yeah, they're handlers. So a great one is Gary King Pokemon, who I'm really good friends with. I mean, Gary could easily charge people if he wanted to at every convention, because he's that people come to him that much. I've never once this guy's ever turned down an autograph, a photograph, anything. He's always done it all for free, and he gains nothing from that stuff, and it's great to see that type of relationship going on. Hey, there he is, King Pokemon, Gary. Yeah, I love Gary.
100%.
Gary is such a
Gary's
good
great.
person. Um, but yeah, I think that's a great thing. But leading into the next part of what I was thinking of, with all these convention things going on, it also is causing hysteria in Pokemon. And from whether it was 2002, or excuse me, 2020, with the things that happened then to now, what do you think about, like, what's happening in the world of Pokemon right now, like the craziness that's going on?
I try not to get too involved with the craziness. I'm probably one of the least knowledgeable people when it comes to keeping up with like the market and set releases and all that stuff. I'll just watch other people for that stuff. But there at the big, especially at the beginning when we started the channel, FOMO, I did have FOMO a lot. So a set would be released and I'd want to get the pre-order or get it the day it comes out and go chase after chase. And now that we've grown and you kind of know what Pokemon, you kind of know the game, the hype leading up to a set, then the set releases, then the hype goes, like it's just a roller coaster. So I've dropped the FOMO and just kind of enjoy the cards as they come out, pick a few chases. In terms of like the market and all that, I could never like understand vendors and things like that. I mean, get their bag, great, but for me, I have started selling slabs now. Like we make it like a family activity where everyone will go through their cards, and I'll kind of see which ones are grade worthy. And now we actually have like a small side hustle of like selling slabs. But I'm not like, oh, this card's gonna go to the moon in 2 3 years. I'm not an investor by any stretch of the imagination. And so when things go crazy, like the Pikachu Van Gogh, that's a great card. I would love to have that card, but I would not stay up trying to get into the Pokemon Center website to try to buy it. It's one of those where I've come to the terms of, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then there's always the next set, or there's always the next chase, or like we will have our moments in the Pokemon space, and we don't necessarily have to be chasing what everyone else is chasing.
No, it's a very good, valid point. It's the FOMO really grabs people and can really sink them, especially if I've seen it many times where, financially it's hurt people to the point where they FOMO'd so much that 2 months later you see them selling it because they didn't realize the hole they got themselves in by going FOMO. I think
Right.
let's go ahead and take a quick look at what FOMO has done and looks like. I wanted to show this video. Oh, I forgot, because I restarted the stream. I lost the window now.
Oh dear. It
Oh,
happens.
okay. Let's see. Let's go back here. I forgot. Yeah, since I had to restart the stream, I lost that window. Okay. But let me see if I can get that window up. Let's see here. What did I have it at? Show the recently closed windows, please. Yes. But yeah, it was pretty crazy to watch some of the things going on still. Why is this over here? You're not supposed to be there. I just opened like 50 million windows on my screen. Try to open the window back up. Where did my window go? That's very strange. I guess I won't show it. I did all that work to have all that stuff lined up and ready to go, and now it's all gone. Let's see if I can find it back again because I really would like to show it. 'Cause I thought it was very interesting. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Sorry. Again, live streams, people. Live streams. uh, that's why, like I said, people used to be so scared to go live just because it's things go wrong in the moment. We don't have production teams to fix it. You just gotta fix it
That's how you know you're
yourself.
doing well.
Let's take a look here.
Yeah, I remember our first time streaming. It's like 15-second audio delay. Don't know what I was doing. But everyone starts at 0.
Oh, it is still here. I'm just not very bright. All right, here we go, guys. Let's get it back up here. All right. It was here. It was just hidden behind another window.
Oh,
Let me just get it going back though. Let's see here. But yeah, I wanted to show. I know some people have already seen this video. Oh,
the bull
it didn't.
rush.
It didn't work. Yeah, again, it's taking this back. I'll tell you a funny story though. So there's the chat. We got the chat up. Let's see here. Now we can get this back. 2020 was a really hard time for all of us, right? We would, for those that went to the store and we would search, we would basically search for whatever product was left in the store. You know, I actually I ran into at the time they were, scalpers, and this particular person, he was only in it for the sports stuff. And I can tell you that to this day we're like best friends. And his kids are my kids' best friends pretty much.
Nice.
Which has been so funny. And I came to learn that he's not really a scalper. Um, not like I thought he was. He's a hardcore collector. But it is funny
Hmm.
how that something some good positivity actually came out of that. Strange enough, but I would definitely have to say that this is probably not on the same par. But if you can see, we can see here, this is a video. Whoops. Can I mute this? Let's mute the audio so we don't get in trouble here. But yeah, here's a video that's kind of made its rounds. If you guys haven't seen this video yet, pretty insane video of basically, it's definitely looking back at 2020 during the panty era when people were lining up at 4 in the morning at Targets and Walmarts and trying to get their hands on everything. But how crazy are these people? Look at this running. Oh my gosh. I didn't think honestly, I never thought we would see this again. What are your thoughts on this?
That's like you'll never find me in that situation. I don't. What's interesting is I don't see that happening at our local Costco. So that's interesting to me. And we have quite a bit of people in the Pokemon space, in my area. But I can't fathom the rationale behind going and just bum rushing to get some Pokemon cards. That is just crazy to me. And the lack of limits, it's also, the store Costco, has something to do here. Like if there was a limit, we wouldn't have this bull rush. So it's just interesting to see like what happens when there's no limit per customer. And it'll be interesting to actually see if the reason why these people are doing this is if the reasoning behind it, if it pans out, whether it's the value of the cards that they're getting or like I don't know. I don't understand it.
so there's an investor channel that I feel like he's giving a lot of bad advice, and I decided to take it upon myself to become an investigator. I contacted Costco, I contacted Sam's Club, a bunch of places, and I found out that these products that are being sold are actually coming from a company called Legacy Distribution. And they're the ones who are putting this together, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where they get the stuff from. What I find interesting, so it is basically, it's all restock. It's not reprinting. It's just all restock of product that they've just been dripping out. But what I find
Mm-hmm.
interesting is that box is $39. With tax, you're looking at probably 40 to 41, depending on where you live at in the country. I know you live out
Right.
in Cali.
So 43, 44.
Yeah, you're probably talking 43, 44. And there's only 5 tins in there. And the tins were what, $10 a tin?
Yeah.
So what, and the promos are really are not really worth any money in that. So I don't really get it, if I'm being honest. I don't get the I don't get the FOMO on this one. This is a strange one to
Mm-hmm.
me for people to go this nuts over. Where do you think? Because the value is not really there. It's not.
You get a tin for free because it's 5 tins, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you get a tin for free basically. You get those reverse hollow promos if they're promos. I don't even know if they're like actual Black Star
yeah,
promos or if they're just like the swirly hollows.
yeah.
But
Promos
yeah,
on the
I
set.
mean what yeah, but the fact that it's 151 and I know the numbers on those cards from that set have been going up. So I think it's more the set than anything else, more than anything else.
Yeah, Gonzo says they were talking about limits. I know my store, when it came to what was it, the Sea and Sky box, they put a 10 box limit on what buying. My Costco did. Now 10 is still a
Hmm.
lot. Seems like a lot. It's probably I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. What do you think, it's a lot or not? But they had a 10 box limit, and it was literally at the cash register that you couldn't buy more than 10. And they
Hmm.
basically were stopping people there, because I was trying to interview and find out what's going on, and I did buy boxes. But there was definitely a limit at my Costco, and I wonder if they had limits at these as well. But it is interesting, though. Promo hunters are growing too. The PSA 10 populations are very, very low on promo cards. Yeah, the promo cards, specific ones like, say, the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box
Hmm.
promos, those are now really growing because they are very rare out there and they are hard to
Yeah.
get. But things like this really kind of just, and again, it is one incident. It doesn't mean that it's happening all over the country. However, it's the face of it, and that, it's just been spread out. It's gone viral, and I think it's given such a poor look on it, which brings me to
Yeah.
my next point, which is kind of scary, is what's going to happen with this set.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Prismatic Evolutions? What are your thoughts on it?
Ooh, it's a lot of hype behind that one. It's got my favorite Pokemon in it, Jolteon. I'm really excited for the Jolteon cards. I know the fiance, she loves Sylveon, so that's already two people in the household that are looking forward to this set. In terms of, is it going to be like a Moonbryon situation? I have no idea. But all the cards, based on the leaks that I've seen, they look great. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had such a hype over evolution cards after Evolving Skies, and seeing it in the Scarlet and Violet era, it's kind of like a Evolving Skies for another generation. Even though Evolving Skies was what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Yeah, right. Like 3 years ago now, I believe.
but yeah, and the Rainbow Edges, I think I'm glad. I like the Rainbow Edges.
I think that's a really nice touch. I think what if you look at these right here, uh,
Spoiler alert.
oh, sorry, spoiler alert, everybody. If you haven't seen, I mean, by now I figured it's been everywhere. I've seen it a billion times on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube's already done videos on
Yeah.
it. So if anybody doesn't want to see this, these are some of the cards that I'm going to show right now. Have you seen them yet, Ian?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're okay with seeing them?
yeah, I'm okay. Even
Okay.
if I haven't. Show
So
me, show me, show me.
yeah, but this is pretty. Again, this is pretty interesting. I know it's a little bit small on the screen, but um, Rev ruined those for me already, brother. Okay. Yeah, I know. Everybody pounced on it right away and tried to yeah, show everything off. So unfortunately, as a content creator, it is kind of part of the game to, try to be first and get news
Yeah,
out as quickly as you can. It is part of the game.
yeah.
You know,
I don't mind it so much because I think it gives you a chance to kind of see what your chases are and to gauge your own interest in an upcoming set. Because I really can't not see what's in a set before I open it. I've only done that with a few sets, but that's because I had very low interest in them. Temporal Forces was one.
oh yeah.
Um, I know I had no interest in seeing what the cards were in it, and we'd open it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was in it. Like I think that was probably one of the few sets where I went into it completely cold. But again, it's kind of like the hype determines if you're going to be spoiled or not. And so these cards, I know the Sylveon's great, the Jolteon. I believe those are reprints. Some of the reprints up there up top for the regular commons and uncommons. I've seen those in previous sets.
Yeah, the top, but the second row is the new ones that are gonna cause all the next FOMO, for sure. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 100%. When it comes to looking at the sets and kind of figuring out what it is that you're going to be interested in. For me, it really comes down to, and I hate to say this, but it really comes down to, it's a financial situation for me, because this is not a cheap hobby. It's an extremely expensive
Right.
hobby if you're really into it, and I definitely don't want to waste money that I don't really have to waste if it's something that's gonna be meh. And so you kind of want to
Mm-hmm.
know a little something about what's going on with Prismatic Evolutions. I've definitely jumped on the pre-order Pokemon Center train on pretty much everything that's popped up so far. Now, whether I actually follow
Mm-hmm.
through is gonna be a whole different ballgame. Uh, that's a great thing about pre-orders. You can pre-order it, you got it, but hopefully, like I said, it just comes down to the end. But I think this is gonna be the next FOMO set, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think who was it? Who was it? Just said it was it Sean or Pokey Ghost that just said, "Is that another Moonbryon?" Pretty much, that is another Moonbryon. It's very, very much in the same art as the evolutions, the first Umbreon V, that doesn't seem to be doing it. It's not doing as well as the VMAX version, but it's very
Right.
much in that same kind of art pattern, which I personally think is a better looking card. Again, when it comes to Pokemon, I'm all about art. I love art. That's why I'm in Pokemon to this day. I love the art of the cards. I get really hyped about it. I love recognizing the artist. I think that's a really a great point, to being involved in Pokemon now. Again, you have different. There's so many different areas about Pokemon you can enjoy. Playing the game, just being a collector, selling, trading, investing, whatever it is. There's a little something for everybody, right? So
Right.
for me, it's about art, and when it comes to content creators editing, and I think the art is really gonna be amazing. But this is definitely gonna cause, I think, major FOMO for sure.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
this set is mid. It lacks a Snorlax. Hey, hey, Sleepy Snorlax. I'm with you, my friend. We need some more. We need more Snorlax love, my friend. We need more Snorlax love. Got to get Snorlaxes in there. They're jipping us on the Snorlaxes, my friend. Pokego says, same art of the cards keeps me in it. Yeah, we need a set finally focused on some Psyducks. Oh my gosh, we got another real Breaking Nate fan in here. Um, but yeah, I think with this particular set, again, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. We got some great products coming out of this set. I like the artwork. What do you think of that artwork on um the artwork on, let's see here if I get it going here. The artwork on the blister packs, or not blister packs, but the packs, the pack arts.
Very nice. They almost look the same. Like if you just glance at it, you can't really tell the difference. I kind of wish they would have put all of them on one and then keep it the same, like they did with 151, where it's just a Mew. But I'm definitely gonna get that Jolteon pack art because I like to keep one pack art of each set. It's a weird rule that I've set, but I don't collect each pack art of a set. I will only collect one. And I can already tell I'm going to fight with the future misses about which one we will be keeping.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I collect pack arts too. I collect Charizard artwork because that's my favorite Pokemon of all time is Charizard. So whenever there's a pack art that has Charizard, I collect it. But this would make a really good, like, nice collecting artwork. These are beautiful. This was really well done. I really enjoy how they grouped them together, and there's because there's so many evolutions that you can kind
Yeah.
of get away with that. Um, I I like the Elite Trainer box. I don't think it's blowing me out of the water, but it's pretty nice. Uh,
It would have been interesting to see if they could have done what they did with Evolving Skies, where they kind of put all the evolutions on the box. Because it would be nice to see how they did the pack arts, but on the actual ETB.
oh yeah, that would have been a really cool idea. Sometimes fan arts are some of the best artworks, which is crazy.
Yes.
Like when people decide to make a fan art and stuff. But a lot of cool products coming out of here. Again, this set's gonna really blow up. It's gonna be pretty crazy. Um, I'm super excited again to hopefully get some of it when it comes out. I got Sleeping Snorlax is saying, "Hey, what happened to that other TCG?" uh, so for those that don't know, I left Pokemon in officially. I kind of left doing Pokemon content 2022. And that's because I became a content creator for another TCG that's mentioned here called MetaZoo. And I became one of the big content creators in that world. And I was traveling and going to the things. And it really opened up the world for me. I got to do things I never thought I would do. Go to New York City Comic Con, which was unbelievable. That was so much fun. Going to Collecticons, getting to know them and doing all that fun stuff. Unfortunately, that TCG ended. However, what's crazy is it's a Pokemon person who has bought it and they're going to bring it back to life, which is pretty insane. And not only is it a Pokemon person who bought it, but owners of the main company are former Pokemon vice president. And also, like, two of those people are former vice president and was it Richard Garfinkel? What Garfinkel? I think I'm saying I forgot to say how to say his last name. But he's basically like the godfather of the TCG world. He created pretty much Magic the
Mhm.
Gathering. And so they bought the
Ooh.
IP, the rights to MetaZoo, and they're looking at bringing it back to compete with, I don't know necessarily to compete, but they're going to get their own little space. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Have you heard any news about that? Only because of the people who bought it.
No, I've only seen thumbnails on my feed that say like, "Oh, it's coming back" or something like that. But I've never. I think the first time I heard of it was when we met, and I think you gave us like a starter pack or something.
I think I gave you a couple of things from it I was carrying around with me, giving away. Um, Basically, are there, since we're into this conversation, is there any other TCGs that you collect or that you enjoy? Like maybe it's a little secret that you don't want people to know about, or something like that.
Nope, one and done. So Pokemon's been the one, and people have tried to get us into Dragon Ball, and there's Magic, and then there'll be like starter ups that you bump into at conventions, and they'll hand us like a pack they're trying to get going on Kickstarter or whatever. And I mean, we have some cards from other TCGs, but because we were gifted them, we don't pursue cards from other TCGs. One is enough.
Yeah, I can say that I completely agree with you on that. It's been very difficult, and I'm still doing it. I'm still like doing, I'm doing some other TCGs on the side, doing some content creation stuff for and collecting. But I mean, honestly, if I wasn't a content creator and I wasn't being gifted, a lot of the stuff, it'd be impossible. I can't even keep up with Pokemon. It's just Pokemon has gotten so expensive to keep up with. Again, the great thing about Japan comes out about every month with a new set. But the thing is,
Hmm.
their sets are also only like 60 cards. It's basically they're $35 for a booster box. It's much more doable, I think, in that way. That I kind of wish we would kind of go that way myself. I think it'd be more
Hmm.
affordable because I could afford it. But when you're doling out $100 for a booster box, $40 to $50 for an ETB, which doesn't even, the hits. I don't even want to get into that. What do you think about? That's a good topic. What do you think about the ETB hit ratios? Have you ever thought about that when you're opening an ETB up and you're just struggling to get a hit from an ETB?
Yeah, for me, it's a gamble regardless of the product that you open. I know that Ian pulled the Altar Dragon Knight out of Evolving Skies ETB, and then there's been some ETBs where you get nothing.